Hello, good evening. Welcome back on this beautiful Wednesday night, or chilly Wednesday night actually, but it's a beautiful Thursday morning over there in Brisbane. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good, g'day, Sean. Really good, bro. It's yes again. Beautiful one day, perfect the next. And
That's
it is
it,
a
mate.
beautiful morning, yeah. It's just
Yeah,
we're well into spring now. We're very uh, getting close to summer. You can tell the difference of the days, mate. 28 degrees now we're hitting every day. And
hmm
I don't think summer happens to the 1st of December. So there you go.
1st of December seems weird, doesn't it? It sounds
Yeah, I
weird
bet,
to
doesn't
anyone.
it? Oh, God.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
magpie season, as you mentioned, is upon us, geezer. Apparently, there's a geezer got a thing going, right? And he
yeah,
records every attack that he hears about in Australia. And you can
right.
go on this app, and it shows you the map of Australia and where the attacks are happening. Not on the Gold Coast, a few near me up in Brisbane. And
Yeah.
yeah, apparently there've been 2,500 so far attacks by
Oh,
magpies. People just
brilliant,
ring him up and let him know, yeah. So
brilliant, brilliant.
every day a winner.
Yeah. I've, I've come up with a small idea of compiling all of our little shark news sections and doing a little video and releasing that on the channel as a separate thing. But I'd have to talk to Russ and Anton about that. But
I'm
yeah, it
sure
came
they'll
up
be
with
right,
an
mate.
idea. Yeah, well, it's from their
Yeah,
channel. It'll be released on their
they'll be
channel.
right.
It's more, isn't it? You know what I mean? Everybody
Plus,
loves a bit of
yeah.
shark watch, don't they? Yeah, we will be chatting sharks a little bit later, but not in the sense that you're,
No, I
currently
don't.
used
Yeah,
to with a current
there's just
account.
by coincidence, well, or not, because it came up on the YouTube, and maybe it's
Right.
because of the algorithm. Yeah, just a story that came up there yesterday from a American news network, and an interview with a girl that had survived one. So yeah, we'll talk about her story. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later on. Well, obviously, is Potter a dead man walking? That's the title of tonight's show. I'm expecting a lot of yeses and a lot of like you
Yeah.
know uh, yeah, zombified answers and stuff like that. But let's see who is in the chat because we rely on these lot. So, good evening to usual suspect, as usual.
Usual.
Always one of the first. That was at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh God.
Dave,
Yes.
at almost 7 o'clock this evening. Good evening, everybody. Who else we got? Randy at
Randy.
7:45 or 20 to 8 this evening. Budgie Cieran, hope you're both doing well. Thank you, Randy. Yes, we are both well, as you can see. Um, Everyone chatting amongst themselves. Rich, good evening to you, Rich. Evening all. Hope everyone's well
Good
indeed.
cheek.
Come on, you irons. Yes, mate. Let's not forget, we're all West Ham fans, and regardless of what's going on in the boardroom and everything else that's going on in the media and so on and so forth, we're all West Ham fans. So let's not forget that at any point. Good evening, he says to us, Dad, hello, Mr. Pendleton. Good evening, Mark. Budgie
Hey, Mark.
Cieran, and all you wonderful Hammers fans, he says, good evening to you. Richard says, been watching West Ham fan TV. Nobody knows who we should bring in. Is there any chance we could find a gem? Now, I've got to be honest with you, Rich. No, as you say, nobody seems to know who's coming in, and I think that's
No.
probably because the club are keeping it tight-lipped at the moment. I think
Or
Nuno
they
is the man they want,
they
and
might
I
not
think
might not know themselves.
no,
That's the problem with that lot.
and there has been stories linking us to Marco Silva at the end of the season, but an interim. And apparently Slaven Bilic has been ruled out.
Thank God for
Apparently,
that.
I don't know how accurate this information is. I'm just going on what I've seen
No,
periodically through
nobody
the
knows.
day from the other
The,
channels. No, absolutely,
the
nobody
truth is,
really
nobody
knows.
knows.
Someone like Brighton always seem to have someone lined up. And
They
they
do,
do,
Rich.
they do, and
They
they
seem to.
probably got the next two managers already lined up. Rich, hopefully we get a good coach, but while the board are in charge, they will always go for the uninspiring appointments right now.
I
You're
just,
probably right, mate. I can see
Randy,
it
yeah,
happening.
that's we all believe that, and that's why there were times there. And I'm not sure we should get rid of Moyes because I kept saying I don't trust these to bring in the right manager, which they didn't. They fucked up with Lopetegui. Now they fucked up with Potter. And the problem is you cannot. And whatever people think about this board, they do not want to be relegated. Believe you me, they do not want to be
No,
relegated. But
no, because
there's no teams.
automatically they're going to lose like 30 million straight away.
Exactly. You cannot afford to be relegated. So believe me, they don't want to get relegated. So here's the deal. When you're one of the bottom half teams of the Premier League and not the top, you cannot get three managers in a row wrong. If you get three managers in a row wrong, you are going down. It's as simple as that. There's no way you can survive that. You might if you're Man United. You might if you're Chelsea. You might if you're Arsenal. You might if you're Tottenham. But you won't at West Ham the way we are with the squad we've got. They have to get this right. Have to. Otherwise, we are gone. So it might take a lot of thinking and a lot of negotiating. The problem with Marco Silva, from what I've heard about him, he at Fulham, because of them, the rich owners they have, he's on ridiculous wages at Fulham. Serious money per year, something like 7 million a year. So for him to get him out of Fulham and come to us, and we ain't paying that, I don't think it'll happen. That's why I'd rule him out. I would have him in a heartbeat. I'd have him in a heartbeat. But I don't think we can afford him or would pay it. There you go.
Good evening to 𝗗𝗘𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥93. We're just going to call you Jay for the time being. But 𝗗𝗘𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥93, thank you, welcome. Big up Budgie and panel, absolute dead man walking. The English Undertaker, he called.
That'd be a good new nickname for him, Geezer.
Yeah. Maybe Carrick with an experienced assistant. Now, I kind of said this the other day, but for me, I said, maybe Carrick or maybe Scott Parker. But both of them know the club. Both of them played for us. So they kind of know the culture in the club. So they might be good with an experienced assistant, as you say, like Stuart Pearce's of the world or Alan Irvine or something. Maybe,
Who knows?
under those circumstances, that might work, actually, to be fair with you, Rich. Wayne Rooney for the female base of a certain age.
God, he ain't looking that great lately. You sure you seen him?
Oh, he's not. He's
On the
done a Diego Maradona on us.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah.
Don't
wonderful
get
as a player he was.
People. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, don't get the hit the like button, please, ladies and gentlemen. It's lovely when you do. That's all we ask of you when you're here. Just give us a little like. Whether you're watching live or if you're watching this on a rerun, just please give us a little like and
Get out
it
here.
helps us and keeps us happy. Evening, Ian.
Yeah.
How are you, sir? G'day, Kieran, he says. G'day.
Yeah, mate.
Ibrahim.
G'day.
Oh, Ian, he says.
Hey, Rem.
Good evening, Ibrahim. Hope you're well, mate. Hopefully, Rich, it will change, says Randy. Evening, Brendan. How are you, sir?
Brendan.
Champagne chatters. Oh, look at that. Champagne chatters we are, apparently. Mark says the old gits.
That's more like it, yeah.
Probably the most, the most accurate description. Mr. Spuddy, everyone's saying good evening. let's put a couple of them up on the screen. Who else we got? We have Stuart. Good evening. He says, from
Stuart.
Lincolnshire, Potter has to
Yeah.
go and get Nuno. Good evening to this special one. How are you, Damien? Hope you're well, mate. Evening, Nuno in, he says. Now, be honest with me, Damien. Is he? I know that Mourinho is your number one target, and we all know that it's not going to happen. So, is Nuno your target other than Mourinho, Damien? Let me know. I'm interested. I'm not taking the piss. I'm genuinely interested. If you think that Nuno is the man for West Ham, genuinely. I don't believe he is, but that's my opinion. I'm very good, thanks, says Randy. Damien, hope you're well. What's that? TSO? What's TSO? I have no idea what TSO. Trudge, good evening to you, sir. Oh, goodness me, where are we? There we go. There you are. Good evening, Trudge. How are you, mate? Silver in, yeah, hopefully, mate. But it's going to take dollars, and who's flicking in and out about how long I tuned in for a bit. Good evening to you, Ian. Thank you for joining us, mate. Trudge says, I wanted Parker yesterday, but I've changed my mind. Yeah.
Trudge, that's true.
I think,
for all of us.
Yeah, I think Dan Lawless made a really good point on I believe it was the Sky or Talk Sport show that he was on. And he said that, he's probably his top choice at this moment would be Craig Bellamy. Now, he's doing really well with Wales, and I don't think he would want to leave Wales. But having said that, he would be a good shot. It would be a reasonably, I'd be a reasonably happy hammer if we targeted him and got him. I would, I've got to be honest.
He's better than a lot of the names we've been linked with, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and listen, what he said recently in the last few months about being at West Ham and playing in front of our fans, mate, I would want him in the dugout after what he said. He said they were the best fans he's ever played in front of.
Wow.
As a player,
Get him in. Yeah. He might be the answer. He's
got no reason to lie about it, has he? He's not connected to the club in any way, really. Yeah, a lot of us fans and some of us YouTube people, we would like us to be linked with Craig Bellamy, but it's not actually been an official link as such, as far as I'm aware, anyway. GP, good evening to you, sir. Hope you're well. Why have you got a picture of me on your icon? That's me, that is. That's Bert. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Did you actually see it, Ken?
Yeah, he's had that a while, hasn't he? He's had that a while.
Yeah. Saw some peanuts being attacked by some squirrels earlier. Oh, mate. Lovely stuff. Graphic videos next time, please, Rich. Good evening, Ant. Thank you for joining us, mate. All the way from Facebook land. That's nice of you. He's so dead, he's laying down to Ian about Potter. Everyone's done a lot of GP. Everyone's saying hi, hello. And
it's like death by 1,000 cuts for Potter. It's a terrible situation to be in. I mean, they've almost said, David, he's in another 2 games he'd be gone. It's an impossible situation. But I wouldn't. Whenever I know everyone seems to be writing these 2 games off, Everton and Arsenal. Believe you me, I've watched a lot of Everton this year. That we can go there and get a result at Everton. I've no doubt about that. I don't think we've got any chance against Arsenal. But Everton is a possibility against something.
Yeah, but they're
not that bloody good.
Yeah, but we're notoriously a bogey side for Arsenal over recent years.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
I
we've
think
had a
this year
couple of
would be
spankings
a
off of them, I
stretch
know. I
as
know we
well.
have had
Yeah,
a couple of spankings, but we do
but,
tend to
yeah,
embarrass
but
them at home, at their
just the
home.
way we are at form and everything else at the moment, Arsenal look, a bridge way too far. But I
Yeah, it
think
looks
Everton
too
isn't.
daunting. Yeah.
Everton isn't. I'm telling you,
Um,
they can be beaten.
yeah. Colin, good evening to you, sir. It's a good evening, Budge. Good morning, Kieran.
Hey, Colin.
Lovely, wonderful gentlemen. Hope you're both well. As always, it's a pleasure joining you both. It's always a pleasure having you in the chat. You're always one of the cheeriest people in the chat. So thank you, Colin. Everyone's saying hello. Right, so Ian says Welsh Mafia, Bellamy and Collins
Yeah,
as his number 2. I'd actually be quite into that. I'd actually see how that would. I'd like to give that 6 months.
no, what?
I'd love
If
to do
it's
that.
like anything, though. Like Bellamy might fucking hate Collins. Who knows? Just because he's well. If Bellamy, whatever he's, if he was the man, I mean, like any manager, whatever staff he thinks is competent for him and works with him is who it should be. We can say that. We can keep naming West Ham players to be his offsiders and throw in Noble in there, but it's what he wants. And fortunately, managers get that choice. Their backroom staff is important. And I think when you look at Moyes at the beginning there, when he had Nolan and Stuart Pearce, they were important to him and the other geezer. And when they sort of started drifting off, I think he started seeing Moyes go downhill a bit and the performances go downhill. I think they were important.
Irvine was his best number 2.
Yeah.
With him
and Irvine as well.
Stuart Pearce. Yeah, with Stuart Pearce and Irvine, I think we were at our
best. I think it was quite telling when they left.
Yeah,
we seemed to.
Good evening, you, Robert. Thank you for joining us, buddy. That the women had a good win today, 5-1 against Charlton in the cup. Fantastic, good news. Thanks for that. Problem is, Potter should not be in a job right now, and the board are doing the same thing again, making it impossible for their picks to fail when they know they have done it. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Rich says Marco Silva. Yes, please. Good evening, David. David Thompson. Thank you for joining us, mate.
Hey, David.
Nice to see you, sir. Remind me again, what did Parker do? He was the chauffeur for Lady Penelope. Right.
Yeah.
He was.
Quite cool.
He was. Honestly, yeah, he was. Brendan said earlier on, I'd take Parker if Lady Penelope was part of the deal.
It's amazing. She's still gorgeous now. 50 years later, still gorgeous. Parker hasn't got any older. He was 80 back then.
They're all very much how they were back then. Yeah. Right. Robert's saying that he's hearing that Parker's on the list. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that, but fucking hell, whose list? That's the thing. Whose list? Yeah. Some journalist list. Some let's link managers to West Ham, because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get every team that the manager's in trouble. When everyone knows that he's basically done, they're going to put a list together of all managers, all sorts of managers. It's worrying. Most of that list, it's scary.
Yeah. There you go. Brendan says Parker was the chauffeur, a better driver than Antonio.
Sure was. Yeah.
We've still got 99 points to play for, apparently. Trudge always preferred Stingray.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I like Stingray. Trudge. I can't remember him.
So Ibrahim's put here, Simon Jordan has confirmed that Sullivan does put out fake rumours. Did it with the one of his Palace players, Johnson, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think I heard that a while back. Even.
Randy's asking both of us. We know that the actual answer to our situation is to go for the best coach possible that we can take us on another level. But the board don't do it, as they can't do it. And that's the thing, Randy. The point is, with the current board we've got, things are never going to move forward and onwards and upwards, it doesn't seem. And, that is what the whole of this movement and these protests and all that is about. And, they're all about getting, the board out. Not necessarily completely out of the club, but stepping down and relinquishing their directorial roles.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a proper team in, wouldn't it? If we actually knew what they're doing, that would help.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And as usual says, if Silver had any sense, he would avoid us like the plague. And that's probably true. Yeah.
Well, who knows? Depends whether he wanted a bigger challenge or not. I'm not so sure he would at this stage, but he's fairly comfortable there at Fulham. I'm sure he's well looked after. I said he's paid big bucks. And I think I got a funny feeling he not only had a year left on his contract. So he's in a good position, if he keeps doing well with Fulham, to negotiate even more money for another one with them. Depends what his ambitions are, whether it's money or anything else. At the moment, Fulham are a better prospect.
Yeah.
Even if we are a bigger club.
What's Ant saying? He says, I know we all want a top manager. I just feel that with all what's going on, I reckon they will go for Bilic and have back staff of Noble, Collins and Dix. Not sure about that. As they feel it will be like a love story for us fans. We will get behind them. And in their head, it will keep the pressure off them if it works till the end of the season.
Yeah. I can see the thinking on that, Ant, because it would, everyone loves Bilic, right? And that might appease the fans to some extent, but it'd be the worst move possible. It really would. It'd be ridiculous. It would be just for that reason. And that's the reason you don't want to get, if it's just to appease fans. And look what we've done. He's the guy you like. You know what I mean? It's nonsense.
We need to move forward, not go back 10 years. That's what we need to do.
And it's on them same things. When they appointed Pellegrini, when it all went to shit, that's what they came out with. Oh, that's what the fans wanted. Big name manager. That's what they wanted. They put it back on the fans. Nobody asked for fucking Pellegrini. No one asked for him, who'd half retired in China. No, couldn't win a league for Man City against Leicester. No one asked for him. But that's what they said. It was basically a fans' fault for wanting a big manager. And this is what we got. Fucking wankers. So if Bilic failed, they would be like, oh, well, your fans wanted it. No, we don't. Yeah. But on the romantic side of things, yes, but not practically. No. Hey, Josh.
Jonathan Boyce. Good evening, Jonathan. Just did a quick check. David Moyes was on 12.3 million a year.
I don't know about that.
Okay. 5 point. Opiate was on 5.3. So is Silver that far out of reach?
I've never heard him been on 12 million, Jonathan. Moyes. And I heard that he was on about 7 or so, which, whatever. But I thought Moyes was on 3 to 4 million a year. But, yes, who knows?
Yeah. Randy says Dan Lawless and Gary Killington have both done very well getting the information about Sullivan out. So congratulations to them. Absolutely. We support them completely, wholeheartedly, 100%. Damien has adapted. No, said Rich. Colin says, as far as I know, Krasinski is having a big say on the new manager. That's what I've heard too. There's 3 coaches, only have a year left on their contract. Silva, Iraola, Glasner. Pay the money. Yeah, good point.
Well, they're all. If they were your top 3, I'd probably take any of them at the moment. All 3 of them.
I think
they'd all be in my list. Yeah.
I think Nuno would be the safest pair of hands to keep us from getting relegated, says Ibrahim.
It could be true.
Yeah, there's a fair shout there, mate. That's a fair shout. Josh, they haven't got a clue we should get in, honestly. We're in a tough spot. An interim manager that could keep us up would be hard to find. But a long time fit with our situation is also difficult. It's almost impossible right now because we've got a jittery little poisonous dwarf at the helm who's he's pulling the trigger, really early on managers. And, I heard an interesting fact earlier from, I believe it was Gary Killington, while he was talking on one of these fancast things on Sky or whatever it was. And he said that before David Sullivan and David Gold took over, we had something like 11 or 14 managers in our 100-and-something year history, and we've had 9 since 2015.
Yeah,
something ridiculous. Fucking hell, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's also a reflection of how football's gone in general since this Premier League took over. It's become that results-based or else, isn't it? And if you look at most managers in the Premier League, they last probably 2 years. For most teams, it's unusual now. It used to be the norm, but now it's unusual to get, say, a Pep Guardiola's there for years or a Klopp there for years.
Yeah.
It's unusual, 2 to 3 years. Most managers have been and gone. That's how it seems to work for most teams.
Damien's saying Nuno and an athletic centre forward in January would do him nicely. He'd like to keep McCauley as well. I really don't think he's going to be staying anywhere that Potter ain't. I don't
know.
Maybe he will. I don't know.
If he was just employed as an analyst, that's what he's meant to be good at. Maybe he'd be fine. But who would know? Nobody knows what he's done and what he ain't done.
Rich says he'd have Bellamy, but he agrees with me. He loves it at Wales, and who wouldn't? If you're, the head coach of your own national team, what better job is there? Let's be fair.
No.
Doesn't matter.
It's about of course it is. It's a fucking hell of an honour, isn't it, to coach your national team? Amazing. But I mean, if they don't, I don't know where they are in the qualification stages for the World Cup. I mean, if he didn't get them qualified for the next Euros or whatever it is, or this World Cup, then he'd probably leave. And maybe then he's up for a job. But I don't know I presume they can still qualify for the World Cup, Wales.
Yeah.
So,
as far as I'm aware, they're still in with a shout for it. I think they've got a couple more games.
I don't know where they are, to be honest.
I'm not sure exactly either.
No, but that plays a big part in it, isn't it? You ain't going nowhere if you're doing the World Cup.
So Mark's just said here, look, Bellamy's Wales have beaten everyone that they should have beaten until they faced Belgium.
Right.
Well, that's a difficult task for any team anywhere in Europe, even, I would say. I think Belgium have got a very, very strong squad, and they have done for about the last 5 or 8 years. And, it's really and truly since the likes of Eden Hazard and that started breaking through, when Belgium really started being stood up and counted.
Yeah, they've been one of the probably with the players they've had in their teams in the last sort of 10 years. It's unbelievable that they've really underachieved. Really underachieved, Belgium. Every time you see them take to the pitch, you recognise half the players and go, Jesus, that's a bloody good side.
Yeah.
And then you go, wow, they're not doing so well. Yeah, really underachieved.
Asking out of curiosity, what are you guys smoking? Well, I'm smoking tobacco. What about you?
Tobacco, mate. Yeah, just tobacco.
There you go.
It's all I ever smoke, mate.
Yeah. Troy says he doesn't mind the counter-attack style with Nuno, to be honest. And if I remember rightly, Troy, I think you were one of the less vocal commentators or commenters on getting rid of Moyes. I think you were one of the less vocal ones. So, yeah.
I don't mind it if you've got the players to do it. And Moyes was lucky when he first came there. He had Declan Rice in that midfield, mate. He had Antonio, probably at his best, funny enough, as old as he was. He had a good defence. He had like some Ogbonna and, then Dawson. There was a lot of things that sort of worked. We had Bowen come in, and it all worked for him. But what worries me about Nuno is last year he was so good at Forest, the team was, because fast wingers, which we sort of got with Somerville, sort of, but not quite, but they had a Langer. But his two defenders, right, like I said it before, as a pairing, they were one of the best pairings in the Premier League last year. Our two defenders, all 3 of them, I think, are terrible. I mean, Kilman's one of the worst centre-halves I've seen at West Ham. That's what I'm starting to believe now.
I think if you mix our 3 central defenders, then we've got one decent one. Do you know what I mean? You
remember that film, White Man Can't Jump?
Yeah.
Fucking Kilman epitomises that. Can he not jump and head the ball?
No.
Times he gets done in the air, man. I just don't rate him. And Todibo, I just don't rate it at all. And Mavropanos is okay. So I think there's a big problem for him. And he doesn't have Declan Rice in front of them, fucking helping them out either.
Yeah. I think the trouble is with Todibo, I think the speed of the game in the Premier League has exposed him. Because in his previous team, which I can't remember who it was now, but he was actually really quite a useful, tackling defender.
I'm sure he is. Look, we didn't get him because he's rubbish. We paid a lot of money for him. We've paid about 75 million for Todibo and Kilman, and both of them look bang average. There you go. There's your board for you. There's your signings. There's Wyatt. Who the hell said 40 million for Kilman? Even if not the take he wanted him.
The Spanish fella said, "Yeah, pay what you got to."
Oh God!
Just got it done.
I wouldn't have mind paying it, guys, if he was a top notch. Fuck me, if he's worth 40 million, Ogbonna's worth 80.
If he was half the player Dawson was, he'd be worth that much, didn't he?
Yeah, 3 mil. Was he 3 mil?
You know what I mean? I mean, look, I know we're going back on it, but Dawson was probably one of the most valuable defenders we had at the time.
I thought it was Ogbonna too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We paid next to nothing.
And you knew you had a solid middle You knew you had a solid central defence when you had Ogbonna and Dawson playing together. You knew it
So,
was going to be
who's the
solid.
other one? Who's the other one with them? When you had, was it Balbuena and then
Balbuena, yeah,
or who
and
else in there with them? The other
Winston
one.
Reid. We had
No, I'm not
Winston
going that
Reid.
far back. But in the Moyes
Oh,
time there, you had O'Connor,
oh,
you had, then he brought in
yeah.
Dawson. There's another one.
Who was the other defenders we had? Oh, yeah, Issa Diop.
Yeah, he's the one. A little bit hit and miss, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
say
he
when you've
wasn't
got
a
someone
hit
like
and miss,
O'Connor,
but
it helps.
decent at the corners and the set pieces. Had half a dozen goals or so for us. You know,
Anyway,
and
they all seem.
I remember his goal celebration. He used to stick his tongue out downwards, didn't he? Oh, Diop. I quite liked him. I
Yeah, I
remember
like
he
him.
used to get quite a bit of stick, but I quite liked him.
No, I
I
like
thought
him.
he was a good lad. You know,
Seemed like a
um,
really nice lad.
Ryan Fredericks is another. Oh, mind you, he was a right back, wasn't he?
Right
Ryan
back, yeah.
Fredericks.
Had the
So I
pace,
quite liked. Yeah,
but
but
not the
him and
best.
Diop both ended up going to Fulham, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was a bit of a weird one.
I think Diop might still be there in the,
Is he?
on the bench.
Is
I
he?
think he might be. Pretty sure I seen him on the bench last time I watched Fulham.
I thought I saw him playing for Ipswich last season.
All right. Maybe I'm
He
wrong.
might have been on loan. He might have been on loan, but I might be wrong. I know that what's his name was it playing for him, wasn't he? That really good midfielder that we got in on loan. You know, Declan Rice's partner. What was his name? Calvin Phillips. That one.
Oh, he was brilliant. One of the best
Yeah, he
signings we ever
was.
made, mate.
Yeah, mate. And he went on to go and play at Ipswich and didn't do very well there either. What else have we got? So Ant says that Silver's contract's up at the end of the season, which makes him feel it would be a short-term manager at the moment if we were to stay up and we can get him then. And no disrespect to Fulham, but we are a bigger club, so someone
We are,
like
yeah.
Parker or Bilic may be a shout. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Remember that was at Upton Park. I don't know what you're referring to there, usual. Sorry, mate. Always preferred David Bellamy to David Attenborough. Oh, waffle me great nuts in all the grass in the undergrowth. That's how I used to talk with his big old bushy beard.
Yeah.
Ian says, does it matter who we bring in? Because the club's rotten at the core. And he ain't wrong.
Well,
He ain't wrong.
whatever we do, Brian, we've got to survive the drop, mate. And we've got
Yeah.
one thing we have got. We've got plenty of time to do it, and we've got basically almost a whole season to do it. We're not going into January now panicking. We've got to do it now. That's why I don't believe in trying to throw these 2 games. I think we need to go and get a win at Everton. Excuse me. But yeah, there's plenty of time if we get it right. Can them fucking idiots get it right? Fuck the guy now. I say you can't get 3 wrong on a trot, mate. You just cannot get it 3 times on a trot wrong. Otherwise, we're fucked.
Absolutely.
They'd probably
mate.
prefer to bring in an interim manager.
Yeah, I think they've got their eyes set on Silver.
But yeah, well, you got to remember they tried to bring fucking Potter in on a short-term manager, and he wouldn't have it. So they gave him a contract instead.
Moy's favourite Giants versus us on set pieces. Yeah. Ian says, did he get 40 mil from Chelsea? He should just walk away. That's not how it works, though, is it, mate? You know, just because you got paid well working for one place, you don't, you know, walk away from another place and go, ah, fuck your money. You know, where's me dough? Give us me dough, or she'll get one on.
Where would you be though, Geezer? Where would they be then if this is it? Keep them for Everton and Arsenal. What if we beat Everton and then beat Arsenal? Where would you be then? Yeah,
I know where we would be. We would be listening to David Moyes saying, "This is the best signing I've ever made." Not David Moyes, David Sullivan. Sorry. He'd be saying, "Yeah, this is the best of."
Right, it's only 2 games, but what does that put in their head? I'd imagine they've already picked someone or made a decision. I think they've already made a decision to get rid of it. I just don't think they've got the person in place yet. But if he wins them 2 games,
yeah,
even if you sack him, he can go, well, I was just turning it round and they didn't want it.
Yeah. Josh is saying a bogey side when we play at the Emirates, sure. But at home is like a public execution.
Yeah. It was last year, wasn't it?
Arsenal are probably the best at corners in the league currently.
Yeah, there's another worried George, isn't you? See how bad
we're not exactly the best at fucking defending them, are we? Let's be.
We can't score up in corners and we can't defend them. So Arsenal, yeah. You think Arsenal ain't looking at that and going, you beauty? Well, having that.
Yeah. Ian saying, how can you dislike 𝗗𝗘𝗔𝗗 𝗪𝗔𝗟𝗏? You can't. Cieran, I agree. We can beat Everton, and it's just like us to get a draw against Arsenal.
Could happen. I don't fancy it against Arsenal at all, but Everton, I've watched Everton, and they're not that good, man. They're not that good at all. So it's down to us, that one. We can't beat them, mate. We're struggling. Well, we can't get a point there anyway.
GP saying, funny how Sullivan made a career out of balls, in brackets hairy ones, but he has no balls when it comes to getting a manager.
Well, the funny thing about that is, if you believe all the reports, Sullivan didn't want him, did he? He didn't want him. He said he didn't want him. Yeah, he let that tart fucking convince him because of her fucking friendship with the husband. Or fucking missus, or whatever it was. You know what I mean? He didn't want him, Sullivan. He could have got that one right and not brought him in. But he didn't. He caved in. That tells you a lot.
Good Collins. Who else has got? Yeah. And says the list of managers is probably as big as the list of players that we are linked with in the transfer market each year.
Yeah.
And as we always end up with the ones that nobody else wants or that we don't want.
Well, it usually, that's how the managers go.
Leroy. Well, are we talking about Leroy Rosenior here now?
It's Liam Rosenior.
Liam.
See Leroy. I'm pretty sure I went to school with Leroy Rosenior. He went to St Bonaventure's.
Right.
As his Damien did. Pretty sure Damien D'Amico there, he went to St Bonaventure's. But your Rosenior, so I'm not sure who Liam is in that. Is it his son? Or has to be his son, because he could be Liam. Couldn't be. He wouldn't be in his 50s, would he? So it must be his son. Because Leroy Rosenior was played for us, didn't he? He was in the academy and everything. I think he might have been another Rosenior brother.
All right.
As well played for West Ham. Because I remember them at school.
Yeah.
The Roseniors and the two brothers, Chris Hughton and Anthony Laurent.
I don't remember.
He played for us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was there because I remember when I left for Australia, he came to my going away. think he was at West Ham then. But
And thank you for this comment, mate. He says on 𝗗𝗘𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥 tonight, they were saying that the petition's up to 19,000 and that the idea is for the Burnley game is to walk that petition to the door and hand it over.
okay, that sounds a good idea.
I reckon we should stage a sit-in after a game rather than a boycott.
I think that's on their plans as well. Cambridge United.
Is it?
Yeah, different games. They're going to do different things. I think that's one of the things they're planning to do.
Yeah. Apparently, Silver has an £8 million payout and large wages.
Right. Yeah. That's the payout. They've never done it before, have they? They won't pay a manager.
Roger's saying, to be fair to the people that hated Potter in pre-season were right. And I was the mug who got behind the new manager, he says. Trog, we all tried. Well, no, not all, but some of us got. I mean, look, I was the one that said he was not Premier League quality when he first was appointed. Everybody that knows me, everybody that saw any of these shows, all know that I'm not changing my tune. I still think he's not Premier League quality. So don't worry, mate. I tried to get behind him, and I couldn't. It's just
everyone's
made it impossible.
I didn't want him. Made that very clear. But once he was appointed, you've got to get behind him. That's what we all do. Because you have to. You just got to hope for the best that it'll work out. I didn't want Moyes, and he did work out for a couple of years. He done well. So we can't always be right, but it just happens to be that with Potter, we're bang on. Didn't want not to take it either. I didn't want Pellegrini. And it's about, so I can say I didn't want any of the managers we've had lately.
The only one I wanted, he only got a fucking 20-minute spell, I think, mate. Frank Ozola. I thought he was great. I
just loved him as a player.
Yeah, but even as a manager, all the players were getting on board because they were going into training and he was telling them what he wanted and then showing them what he wanted. And they were all just amazed by what he could do with the ball. And he was really inspiring players.
Of course he is, but it's a results-based business, unfortunately. This is it. Or you're playing great football and getting results, which I'd like to see.
Hold up a minute. On the list of managers in the first 20 games who have, like, blah, 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 he is higher than David Moyes. He's higher than Pellegrini. That's
just the first 20 games.
Yeah. Right. So he had a better win rate than any of them lot. He's halfway up the list.
I don't know.
He's got unfinished business now. Bring him back. I say get Zola back in the helm. Get him back. Everybody's going to be taking a piss at me in the chat anyway.
Fucking hell, yeah. Yellow. They'll be fucking chasing Moyes next. Get him back.
GP said, if Magassa, Kante and Fernandez all come through, that is a top midfield. I can't disagree with that.
I tell you, this is the thing, though. You know, we haven't even talked about the Palace game, but you know, when he did fucking make them, I don't know, couldn't understand his substitutions. But when Magassa came on, the first time he came on off the bench, I thought he looked decent when we got done by, was it Tottenham?
Yeah.
And in that game, I thought he was pants. He couldn't get in the game at all. He was terrible.
Absolutely.
So the jury's still out for me on Magassa because I've not seen enough. I've seen one little cameo he done well and one that not so well. So yet again, we've got to hope that he comes good. I think Fernandez will be fine. We always knew it. He was a good player at Southampton. Even when they were shit, he was good. So
Yeah.
he will be fine, and hopefully
Vegeta.
McGuff will come good.
Yeah.
Is
Vegeta.
that
Good evening to you, mate.
Vegeta?
Vegeta. Yeah, I hope you're well. Everyone's saying hello. Um, D. Trodge says Kante reminds him of a raw Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, it's about right, George. I did see him in that one game, and he was like that. He was like a Vieira, just smashing through and getting upfield. He did look raw. Without a doubt, he did look raw, but he looks like one for the future. Could be good.
Yeah.
I wish we were getting the other Kante in his prime. That's what I'd like.
Oh, me too, mate. I love that guy. When he was at Leicester, I said to my brother, see that midfielder, that N'Golo Kante? He goes, yeah, he's all right, isn't he? I said, don't be too surprised if someone like Liverpool or Chelsea or Spurs go in for him, you know. He went, yeah, maybe. And then about 3 weeks later, he's phoning me up telling me, Chelsea have just signed him.
Unbelievable player.
Yeah.
Really
Not when they got relegated, when they won that league, wasn't it? Yeah, he was great. Absolutely brilliant. Who else have we got? Oh, yeah. So, Damien, you're absolutely right. McCauley did stay at Chelsea, didn't he? He certainly did.
Yeah, they kept him on, yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan says, also, this ownership come in and claim they cleared out debt. Remember those years, how they was a blocker transfer, then it went to PSR. Now we double the debt, and then we started with and own nothing. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, the debt is doubled. They're taking their monthly payments, so on and so forth, and the club are suffering as a result. Let me see who else we've got. Anyone else that I haven't seen yet? I'm skipping past loads of comments, guys, because they're just coming in 15 at a time. It's ridiculous. Right. Neil Fitzhammer. Good evening, Neil. He says, evening. If Potter finally does go, I don't want another supposed safe pair of hands, manager. We have now had 3 negative managers on the trot. They have all failed with this squad. And to be fair, they've all failed with this ownership. So, yeah.
I wouldn't say Moyes was a failure. I thought his time was well up. After Prague, his time was up and they should have been there, but we wasted another season having him. But he didn't fail. I wouldn't say he failed, but we were pretty safe. That was a safe pair of hands. Fucking Lopetegui, definitely not, and neither was Potter. So the thing you need now is somewhat, unfortunately, we're getting into firefighting territory. And that's why you need to get someone in before it gets to January when you're in the bottom 3. Because then it does get serious. I don't want a firefighting manager. But I just want someone to come in and be competent enough to keep us up this year. As simple as that.
Oh, yeah. We forgot about Catman when we were talking about centre defence. Kurt Zouma. He fucking
that's who it was. It was Zuma that I had when he was good, before his legs became really broken, even though it always was. He was good. Him and Ogbonna and then Dawson. You know, and you had a trio that could fucking defend and it'd get you a goal up the other end as well. You mean our centre-halves last year never scored a goal between them. Really, that's fucking outrageous. And they still haven't scored a goal this season. But
Yeah.
They haven't scored a goal between them. We used to get the odd goal from these boys.
Yeah, yeah. Mark says that Johnson and Creswell were false centre-backs. In fact, at times,
Yeah,
Creswell
true.
came into the centre-back position later on in his career, even
He
up
was
to the
good.
point of last season, and he done really well as the third centre-back on the
He's
left.
decent.
Yeah, he done really well. And then still managed to break forward and get crosses into the box.
Yeah, exactly.
Ian's
It's a
asking how
big problem
Johnson
for
is
us.
getting on at Ipswich. I have no idea, mate.
I don't know, mate. I saw him. I might have saw him the other week. I'm sure he might have scored a goal for Ipswich.
Right.
He might have scored one. Pretty sure I did,
Yeah.
and I noticed it. I went, oh, well done, son. I think he scored for him. Yeah. Did you see that goal? 𝗣𝗢𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥 scoring that goal
No.
for the team? Yeah, mate. He scored a goal for the team he's with. Get the name of the team.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it great? Good for you, mate. Vladimir.
Good on you, Vlad. Trudge says that Diop is better than the £40 million centre-backs we've signed.
Absolutely, Trudge. Or the £3 million centre-backs we signed.
Yeah, Tompkins is another one. Well, he was a bit further back, to be fair, usual.
Yeah, I was trying to think of recent times since Moyes.
Actually, didn't Moyes inherit him from Billy?
No.
Tompkins.
I don't think so.
And then he went to Palace. I'm pretty sure it was under Moyes. He went to Palace on Moyes' first term.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did. When he was
it's either just before or it was. Right, but I think we let him go too early. We let him go too early for me.
Tompkins, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Loved him. He said that he didn't want to go to Palace as well. But Russ has interviewed him, hasn't he? And he said, he said, I never wanted to go to Palace. Bobby Moore was another centre-back we had that was good, apparently. I don't remember him.
Yeah, I can't remember him.
He was
far back, mate.
Surely.
I'm only 32.
This week. Yeah. There you go. Trudge says, Tompkins also, we sold too soon. And he said,
yeah, there you go, Trudge. I think so. We let him go too early, man.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Hilton. Frederick Alves. Bill Green. Who the bloody hell's Bill Green?
He was a centre half for us, geezer.
Was he?
As Tommy Taylor was in my prime.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Taylor.
Yeah. Donnell Henry and Reece Burke. That's true, Trudge. We did. Do you not remember them two?
Reece Burke,
that Donnell Henry, he was actually really good on FIFA 17, I think it was, 2017. He was really good on that. He was really good on that as a defender. Let it go too quick, apparently. Billy Bob, good evening to you, buddy. Thank you for joining the gang and gently caressing the old like button. Thank you very much, and I hope everybody.
I didn't even have to see that comment to know what it said.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah. Ajay Elise, another good player. Old man AMG, good evening to you, sir. He says,
old man.
Oi, Stavaloy. Ibrahim says, my guess is that they'll go for the cheap option, hire O'Neill, who is, in fairness, kept Walter. I just
think they're under that much pressure at the moment, the whole club, that I don't think the cheap option is what they're thinking of. It's the right one. I'm just not sure they're fucking capable of picking the right one.
Yeah.
Remember, this is about staying in the Premier League. They want us to stay in the Premier League. It costs them fortunes if you don't. So they've got to get it right, Geezer. They've got to. Before, I think just staying in the Premier League was fine. I thought they believed Lopetegui or Potter can do that for us, right? And it's looking like Potter can't. So now they're panicking. Now they have to get someone that gets it right. They have to.
Old man says, my mate told me that he's addicted to drinking brake fluid, but he says he can stop at any time.
Okay. Oh, fucking hell, mate.
Oh, he's funny as fuck, really.
We're all weak.
Richo 66.
Richo.
Evening, guys. We go out of cup against Wolves. Oh, dear, Richo. That's not good.
On there, I think I see the highlights of that, Richo, getting done by Wolves. That's what I'm saying. Wolves done it. And, but there was the game, Brighton game, right? I forget who they were playing against. It was a lower league team. But I think it scored 6. But that boy, I've never really noticed him that much before, Gomez for Brighton. He scored the 2 biggest bangers I've seen all year, Geezer. 2 screamers. Absolute beautiful goals, man. You go, wow. And he ended up with 4 goals, Geezer. That Gomez.
Right.
But the 2 that he hit, the 2 purest strikes you'll ever see.
I'll have a look at it later.
Great. Oh, you should watch it. Anyone here should watch it. If you haven't seen that Brighton highlights from the Carabao Cup, just watch the 2 goals he hits. Fucking beauty. Absolute beauty. Right.
Yeah. Ibrahim says that if Wolves can beat them, we can beat them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not scared of Everton. I'm just scared of us.
Rico said that they were awful.
Were they?
They shoot horses, don't they? Now that's an album.
Yeah.
Whose album?
Yeah, there is.
Whose album is it?
Oh, it was good too.
I know whose album that is, and I was talking about this album earlier on. Now, I can tell you a little bit of useless information about this album. David Bowie, Diamond Dogs. The original album cover, I don't know if you remember the album cover, it's a picture. The top half of it is David Bowie.
Yeah.
And the bottom half of it is a dog. Dog's lower half, or back half. Well, the original album
I met a few like that, bud.
Yeah. The original album art showed the dog's mating bits. Yeah. And people upstairs were like, no, we can't have that. We can't have that. So I think about 1,000 of those albums went to print, and then they changed it and they pixelated over the dog's bits, and then the rest of them went out. Now that album in mint condition, in the cover that's been pixelated, anywhere around £5,000 that now worth. Sorry, 5,000 American dollars. That's worth to an American collector, right? If it's got the unpixelated one with the the original first 1,000 or whatever it was that was press printed, up to 10 grand.
Wow,
for one album.
There you go.
So that album there, Diamond Dogs. Wish him well. Wish him well. Evening, Sean.
Freshie, wish him well. Was that the name of the album, Fresh? Because that first
Wish him well. Wish him well.
Yeah, wish him well. Right, the first album of 𝗘𝗓 𝗔𝗏, I thought was fantastic. I really thought he was going to be an absolute superstar, and I do remember buying his second album, and I thought it was dog shit. But the first album, Wish Him Well, is so good, man. So good. It's a brilliant.
I'm not sure if that was the title of the album, but that was one of the.
I'm not sure. I remember the track. He got he had a big hit with the Wish Him Well song.
Terrence, or it was either just.
I think it was. No, what was it called? No, I think the album's something else. Terence Trent D'Arby, but there's something according to Terence Trent D'Arby, something like that.
I can't remember now.
Yeah, but what an album! Great album.
Hang on. Where did I put it?
Really good.
Terence.
It was there's something according to Terence Trent D'Arby. That's what I think the album was called. Oh, here you go. Brilliant album. I think I've got it downstairs on vinyl somewhere.
Oh, it would be helpful if I had it plugged in, I suppose.
Freshy's come back and told us by now.
It probably has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think I think it's packed up. Don't want to work no more. I think oh no, it's come back to life. Look, what? Here we go. Terence Trent D'Arby, and have a look at his albums. He's just come on.
Oh, the hard line. The hard line
introducing the hard line according to Terence Trent D'Arby.
Hard line. I had it.
Introducing
almost
the hard
tip of my tongue.
Yeah, very good, mate. Very, very good. Harry Flowers. Good evening.
Good Harry.
He says he didn't want Potter in the first place. Gave him a chance. He's blown it. Get rid. Absolutely,
that's what happens, man.
Oh, 5-minute countdown. Oh, actually, 7-minute countdown. We're going to do a little bit of sharp watching. 7 minutes. And thinks we're going to win 2-0 at Everton. And Arsenal, bar a miracle, and the fact that Potter will play so defensive, we will get beat heavy 5-0, especially the amount of corners they will get.
That would be a worry. That would definitely be a worry.
Yeah.
They were worried against Palace, never mind Arsenal. Arsenal were the ones scoring all the goals from corners. So, and Mateta scored again against us.
Richo wants to know if anybody watching will be travelling to the Everton game to Bramley-Moore, the new stadium. If you are, please put it in the chat. And
good luck with that.
Richo can buy you all a pint.
Yeah, can't wait. But if it's a game I'd be going to. If I was back home, I'd want to see that new stadium.
So would
I watched a lot of that Mr. Drome as it was getting built from the beginning to the end. And it looks nice, man. It's about 52,000. It just looks like a football stadium. And I think I've talked to Richo before, so he loves it, and, which is good. That's half the battle. If the fans like your stadium that you've built for them and enjoy it, then that's half the battle.
Yeah. Stray Cat Strut. Do you remember that tune?
I do.
Yeah. Crocodiles by Echo and the Bunnymen. Yeah, Liam Rosenia is his son. Apparently.
He is he?
Cut the people that told us that. Oh, we're going with animals songs now. Look, Tiger Feet, The Year of the Cat. Didn't Jermaine Defoe go to St. Bonds as well?
Yeah, he did, Rich. He did. There's quite a few. Chris Hughton, Jermaine Defoe, the Rosenia boys, Laurens, what's it, John Chidozie.
Okay.
All about my year or above. They all went to Chris Hughton, and his brother Henry Hughton became a professional footballer too. I think Henry might have gone to Orient.
Yeah, lower league than Chris, but yeah. Lower league. Porcupine by Echo and the Bunnymen. Wow, there's quite a lot of them. and music.
God, wasn't they a bit of fun?
Bring on the dancing horses, Echo and the Bunnymen. Apparently, Echo and the Bunnymen likes animals.
They must have done. Yeah.
There we go. Damien's saying that 5 kids this year left St Bonaventure's and got scholarships at pro clubs. Premiership, championship level. 5 in 1 year group. That's good going. 5 professional.
What's that saying?
5 kids have left St Bon's this year and have got scholarships at professional clubs.
Oh shit! Still doing it then.
Championship and premiership level.
They're still doing it. Yeah. St Bon's was that sort of school. It was that sort of football school. Yeah. I told you about my interview, geezer, didn't I? I went there to St Bon's to get interviewed after I left primary school, and went there with my mother. And Father Howard, he was a priest, right? A monk. He was in charge of. He was the headmaster of the school, so you had to meet with him. And went into his office, right? And his office was just trophies all around the office. And his word to me, Kieran, do you like football? And I said, yeah, I love it. And he said, oh, you'll like it here then, mate. There was no academic talk about it. All he was him. He's a Franciscan monk. And all he cared about was the football. He loved it. So my mother discussed it. Nothing about how good do you like English or history. It was all about football. So they were a very football-orientated school. And we used to have the West Ham players used to come to the school. They had some deal going on. And they'd take us for training now and again, you know. And all sorts. From Harry Redknapp to Bobby Moore, Frank Lampard Sr. You met all the players as well. It was great.
Yeah. Right, okay. Let's do it a couple of minutes early. Let's just start that so I know where it is. We'll go in now. Right, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you're all going to be waiting nice and eagerly for this. Glad you're in the house, Sean. Here we go. What you got for us, son?
Yeah, nothing Australia news this week. It's just an interview I saw yesterday, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
It came up about this young, she would have been 15 at the time. And the reason it took my eye to watch it was set off the coast of Belize. And my brother, who's in the British Army for 20 years, he was stationed there for a while. There's a British military base there. And he used to fish off the coast of Belize and that. Loved it there. It was beautiful. And it was a year, this happened a year ago. But she was there with her family scuba diving, 15. And as she jumped off the boat, she instantly got attacked by this reef shark. He bit her hand and she punched him off, right? And he came off her hand.
Right.
And before she could react to that, another one, which is unusual for reef sharks, it is. But this other shark came in and bang on her leg, bit her badly. And the poor girl, mate, they saw her happen. The shark went away and they dragged her into the boat. Now, how they kept her alive, I'll never know. But because the boat was an hour and a half out from the coastline, so they must have had a tourniquet up big time and rush back to get her back. And they had a helicopter waiting at Belize and then get her in the helicopter to the hospital. And she survived. But because of, as I say, the blood, the damage this shark did, the poor girl lost her leg. And so this interview she was given yesterday was showing photos of her with her new prosthetic leg. And she lost it. And there she was, out scuba diving again with her one leg missing. No fair play to the girl, but she's 16 now.
Do they?
No, they don't care. She's 16, and yeah, she lost the leg from this shark just off the coast of Belize. You know, it was interesting that and there were two different sharks, Geezer, that went for it.
Yeah.
It's really, especially reef sharks, they're not normally that violent, but they can be. But yeah, it was just an interesting story, and the girl's doing well, and she's got, you know, the top prosthetic leg, you know, the one with the running shoe at the bottom, the springy one. So fair play to her, mate. She survived. She's getting on with it. And there was another little story yesterday. The only thing was an Australian story yesterday. A nice, safe story. There's these two boys, right? They've got I'm not sure why they're doing it, but apparently they're doing it every day. They're on two massive surfboards, 12-foot surfboards, big. And what they're doing is trying to paddle from South Australia right up to northern New South Wales. That's going right around the bottom of Australia. That's a long way.
800 miles, isn't it, by water?
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be. It's a long way. You know what I mean? But what they're doing every day,
they're going to go through tiger shark territory. They're going to go through white shark territory.
Everything.
Bull shark territory. Crocodile territory.
Yeah.
Hell.
Well, not crocodile. No, they're not getting. It's only northern New South Wales, which is about a couple of hours away from me. So they're not getting to crocodile territory yet. But every other shark in the world's there where they're going through. Well, they're just paddling, both of them. They must have a geezer driving.
Himself a drone and following them.
Well, they have. They've got a geezer in a van, and he's got drone footage up of them doing it. I don't know what. I don't know if it's for a charity or whatever, but it's every day they're just paddling around the coast on a surfboard.
I'll tell you what.
But yesterday,
I wouldn't mind having a look at that. Go on.
I'm not sure, but just look for these guys. I think they're Paddle something they're called, right? Paddle 101 or 102. But they must be a YouTube thing. They're showing it every day. Their little adventure, just paddling around the coast. But yesterday they were 300 meters out from the coast, just so they can avoid the waves, so they can keep going north. You know. Yes. And 300 meters out, they come across a wallaby in the water. This young wallaby was fucking swimming around in the water, and it was fucked. It was just about to drown. So they yanked it up onto the board, and then they paddled him into the beach and got him home safe. So it's just part of their story. They couldn't believe their wallaby. I know kangaroos and wallabies swim. They do. But to be that far out, it was a small wallaby. Right?
Probably got caught in a riptide or something.
Yeah, it must have got sucked out, geezer, for whatever reason, whatever it's doing, or wherever he thought he was going. But they got him back to shore, mate, and you saw him hopping away in the end. So, yeah, it was a nice little story for them on their little adventure.
Nice. Yeah.
That was
it. Beavers Patrol.
That's better than talking about Sullivan, isn't it?
Much better. I have to ask this: does Cieran think Forest will win the Europa League and do back-to-back? Imagine that.
I don't actually. No, I don't. I'd love it for Big Edge. I'd be delighted for Big Edge, mate, if he could do that. But I'd be very surprised. But you never know, mate. Never know. We've done it with fucking Tottenham. We can do it with them. Yeah.
He gives them their first bloody trophy in God knows how many years. Not as many as ours, though. They haven't been waiting as long as us. But
I think it's about 17 years since they had a trophy.
Yeah, something like that, mate. Yeah.
But I'd like for Big Ange, I'd like him to do it. Yes, but I don't know. Were they on this morning, Forrest? Because I've missed any Europe. I only got out of bed and done this, so I don't know. I think they were playing this morning. Don't know how they went.
Or tonight for us. Yeah.
No, I think it was last night for you. I think so. It would have been this morning.
All right.
Oh, tonight for you. I think they might have played the last couple of hours ago or whatever.
I don't know, mate. I ain't got a bloody clue. ain't
I
got a
will go
clue.
and watch it. I will watch the highlights because I've got the highlights of that shit. So I'm gonna
Yeah, well, now
go
that
and watch
you've
the highlights.
mentioned the two cracking goals from that young fella at Brighton, I'm going to have a look at some of the highlights in a
Oh,
bit.
two screamers! I think they won about 6-0 or 6-1, something like that.
Did
But
they?
two screamers, mate. Absolutely. I'll have to keep an eye out for this Gomez. My God, they were good.
There you go.
I don't know if anyone else here, anyone else has seen it.
Yeah, they played tonight and they drew 2-2 with Betis.
And that's out there, isn't it? So that's not the worst result. That's not the
Didn't
worst
we
result.
play Betis? Didn't we play Betis when we were in the Europa
I
League?
can't remember.
I'm fairly sure we did. Green and white kits.
Yeah, I think
we
it.
played them.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, I think you might.
Someone in the chat, listen, I'm looking at the bottom of the chat. So, did we play Betis in one of our Europa League campaigns? Oh, there we go. No, we didn't.
No.
We played them pre-season last year. That's what it was. I knew we played them. Thanks, guys. Thank you. See, you can always rely on these boys. They always help us out,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's still going with songs. Look, Sean, bless him. Betis is Fornell's team. That is correct. Yes, they are. That is
There
where
you
he
go.
is. And Pellegrini, apparently. It was the last game of pre-season last year. That was obviously when we still had Fornells in our ranks because he didn't play against us. Oh, here we go. Oh, shit, sorry. Fornells was on the subs bench tonight for Betis, along with Adrian. Blimey.
Wow, some Adrianis.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. On the bench for him,
though.
No. Plenty of League Cup games last night as well. Absolutely, there were. Yep, which actually we've kind of got moved on from Potter now. We're kind of bored of that. We haven't even spoken about the Palace game yet. Good evening, Mr. Bong. Thank you for joining us, James. Nice to see you, mate. There you go. Betis is Seville's version of West Ham. Proper family community club. And that's probably why Fornells wanted to go there, because he left us to go there. So, you know, I mean, he probably knew the strength of what they were about. Thanks, Sean. Thank you for that information, mate. Betis Hammers, yeah, agreed. In fact, we should have an affinity with them. So you got two of our ex-players in their ranks on the bench tonight. All right, okay. So Damien saying it was on that day when we played Betis in pre-season that he realised that playing a midfield of Alvarez, Paqueta and Kudus would be better, because Souček, as much as he loves him, was slowing us down. So, yeah, understood, mate. Understood. Mark R., good evening, mate. Thoughts on Erik ten Hag as a possible replacement? No, thank you. No, thank you. Don't want him.
My story of when he was at Ajax, before he went to Man United, Ajax were the most exciting team I'd seen for years. They were brilliant. I wanted him then. I wanted him before he went to Man United. So I think he is a good manager. Like Amorim. Amorim is well thought of manager. Both of them, well, Ten Hag failed at Man United, and Amorim at the moment is struggling. So I don't know if that's a reflection on the manager or Man United, because a lot of big name managers have failed there. So I don't know. when he was at Ajax. But someone did make a great point. Someone made a great point to me about Ajax. You know, after I'm thinking I really wanted it, because Ajax are got a similar thing to Brighton. They bring in the players apparently, and you coach them the way we want them to be coached. That's it, and that's when Ten Hag was at his best, as was probably Potter at his best at Brighton. So that might be it. That's maybe why he failed when he went to Man United. That it weren't like that. You know, so who knows? To me, it's very risky. Very risky. He was doing. I love watching. I love watching Ajax back then. They were great, but and he was a coach.
Okay. Yeah, I agree, mate. Yeah, sorry, I was dealing with my better half. Just got out of the shower, running around in the towel. I'm loving it. What was the same? Alonso, tough act to follow. Yeah, agreed. Rich says that Man United is more toxic than us. Yeah, I think there's not as much of a togetherness in the Man United ranks because although West Ham fans are from far and wide all around the world, and we're proud of that, I think the fact that because of the West Ham culture that's always been around the club is that it's family orientated and so on and so forth. Clubs like Man United would like to pretend they are, but they never have been. And, you know, Man United have always been the club that, you know, half of London supports, and they've never been to Manchester, you know, and things like that. And, you know, you'll find Man United supporters in the strangest places in the world. And I mean in the strangest places in the world.
They're everywhere.
I went to Turkey not too long ago. The taxi driver had a Man United badge hanging from his rearview mirror, you know, and things like that. So, you know, like Man United are the biggest club in the world, I would probably say, when it comes to name and finance. They probably are still the biggest club in the world. But as a football team, they're pony, and they have been for a long time. And the fans know it. And because of that, and because the fans are so disjointed in the way, you know, their fan base has been developed and grown, you know, it kind of, it does make it a toxic thing. Not just in the fan base, but in the club as well. You know, there's a lot of toxicity inside that club, as we well know. And Rich, I know you meant for managers, but I'm just saying that the whole culture around the club is toxic, including the fan base, including, you know, the managers and the ownership, because they're still not happy with their ownership, are they? That's a good point there, Damien. He says he doesn't like it when fans label players. Look at how people are talking about Mavropanos now compared to 23 months ago when he first arrived. And yes, he was like Bambi on ice when he first arrived, to be fair. You know, to put it mildly, he was kind of all over the place. He was like a really leggy, you know, deer baby, whatever they're called. And now he seems to have found his feet. He's fast becoming the most reliable centre back we've got.
Yep.
And he's still shit.
I think half of that is because the other two have been so poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the problem. I think we've got 3 centre halves there who are bang average, and that's not helping us at all. That's one of our biggest problems, I think. I think we can fix that midfield. I think it's fixable if he picks the right players, but the centre halves are a worry, a real worry.
Ibrahim's saying something about the fact that we tried to bring in a director of football, and Moyes ended up banning him from the training ground. Which,
Yeah.
actually, I want to actually sort of put this comment up in flight, which is the director. James Bond saying too right. He had no business being there, no coaching credentials, nothing. Steidham was clearly just a go-getter. He had no coaching credentials, and I do agree with that, James. And I do think that the head coach or manager has the right to remove anybody he doesn't feel is productive from a training scenario. I feel they have the right to do it. I really do.
Yeah, they do have the right to do it, but it tells you what was going on. That's the only thing with that is you'd like to think
Thank you.
that the director of football and the manager would get on, and obviously it weren't, because I think he was actively trying to find the next manager for West Ham at the time, if I remember, and that's why Moyes didn't fucking want him anywhere near there. But you'd think they would get on, but they obviously didn't get on that well.
Sean's
Especially when he was trying to find his replacement.
Sean's correcting me. I knew he would. Madrid and Barcelona are bigger than Manu are worldwide.
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I think there's not a lot in them between Madrid, Barcelona, and Man United, but it is them three. And I'll tell you a little indicator. If you ever go to Asia or whatever, they have sports shops everywhere selling knockoff shirts. You'll always see a Man United shirt. You'll always see a Real Madrid shirt. You'll always see a Barcelona shirt. They're their three main sellers, right? Wherever they is, all across Asia, which is a massive market. All their knockoff shirts. You'll always see them, and Liverpool to a point as well.
Yeah. Mind you, most of the clubs that have had an Oriental player have sold shirts worldwide. I mean, Man United started it off obviously when they had 𝗗𝗘𝗔𝗗 𝗪𝗔𝗟𝗏. He was 𝗗𝗘𝗔𝗏. He was
not just
one of the first Japanese players, wasn't he?
It's just how successful Ferguson was in that era when football was starting to go around the world as well. It's starting to go around the world.
He was dipping into the world market.
He was the big thing.
He was one of the pioneers that dipped into the world market, though, Cieran. I mean, we never had a Japanese player on any of our pitches until he pulled that, part.
It's not just that they brought in, one of the best players we've ever seen, which is Ronaldo. There was only Ronaldo and Messi have been the most outstanding players.
Young lad comes in through the door.
So
gonna be
they go all over. You'll see Man United shirts, fucking even in Africa and
everywhere in Africa, everywhere. And as you know, I've been chatting to a few of the lads, not so much just recently, but I was chatting to some of the lads from Ghana that are West Ham fans, the Ghanaian Hammers. And they were saying that, that they were probably about 120 or so strong in Accra, the main city, the capital city, sorry. And he said that, they outnumbered Man United, in the way of numbers of fans in a organised group in Accra. And he said, but you go outside of Accra and you go to any of the small towns and villages, and that's all you will see is Man United shirts. You do not see Chelsea shirts very often. You don't see West Ham shirts very often. You might occasionally see a Manchester City one now, but Man United
You
is
see,
the one that is doing
yeah,
it.
now Arsenal have got a big fan base now in Africa and in America
Yeah, they have.
because of their owners, because they go there on tour. That that
And
always
because they've got Visit Rwanda on their shirts.
exactly. Yeah, they've got big connections to Africa,
Yeah.
and it just depends how you want to judge it. But I do believe Fresh is right with the three teams. It's Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United.
Yeah, of
Unfortunately,
course.
it's Man United.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I say this was all forged under Ferguson days, and they had a bang average, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had that young lad. What was his name? Garnacho. They sold him to Chelsea, and apparently he done very well last night for Chelsea. Played like an absolute beast.
I don't know about that. Not what I saw.
Oh, did you see? I haven't watched it, mate. I'm only going by what someone said to me.
I don't know. It could be good. When you see highlights, it's never a true reflection of the game or who played well or not. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But the most exciting highlights was the Brighton game.
Yeah, from what I heard, Garnacho had a decent game, and was basically twice the player he was in a red shirt. So that's good.
He could come good. He could come good.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What else have we got here? Who else have we got? Someone else has just come in. Who was that? What? Evening Iron Disciple. Thank you for joining us, mate.
Yeah, mate.
It is a little bit late. We are sort of like moments away from starting the wrap up, but very welcome nonetheless, sir. Good to have you in here. You've been in here 7 minutes already, so you've heard a lot of the waffle that we've been going about in the last few minutes. Them birds are starting to get a bit loud, mate, aren't they?
Yeah. It's them miners, mate, chirping up.
Is Hurricane Nuno incoming? We are not sure yet. We are not sure. Nobody's sure yet, Iron, to be fair. Listen, people will have you believe that they know for sure who's in, who's out, who's doing what, and who's dancing a tango, right? But let me tell you something now. The only person that knows anything is David Sullivan. Take my word for it.
Look, I think the only thing you can say for sure, I think they've already made their mind up about Potter, right? I think they've made that decision, right? And what annoys me about that, on a human level, is Potter knows it too. And I think how they got rid of Lopetegui was pretty disgusting. And I think what they're doing to Potter is pretty disgusting.
Now they're doing the same handling to him.
That they are. If you're making that decision, he's not the man. Well, just fucking sack him.
You're right.
Before you bring in a manager, you use Keane or the Robson or whoever's at West Ham to look after the next 2 games, and through the international break, bring in a manager. All right, but put him out of his misery. I don't think it's fair on him, regardless of how shit he's been. But it's just so West Ham shit. To just keep him hanging on, because I do believe they've already made up. They are interviewing people. I believe they're talking to people to take his place, and he know if that's true, he knows it. He knows it. It's so what incentive has he got for the next 2 games? Unless he's got some assurance that if he wins both of them, that he's still got a chance. I don't know.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Right, so we're getting some news on some of the next round of games.
Wrexham Cardiff.
Ooh, yeah,
that's a big game.
Grimsby at home to Brentford.
Go Grimsby. They're doing all right. Not Man United, didn't they?
Yeah.
In the last round.
Yeah,
It's
and
still going.
like, people are saying that'll be tasty, and that'll be a good gun. Who else? Oh, there are a few more. Liverpool Palace. Oh, Spuds
Okay.
at Newcastle. City at Swansea, and Wolves have got Chelsea.
All right.
Hmm,
Few Premier League games, isn't there?
yeah.
Right.
Oh, Arsenal versus Brighton, and Wickham versus Fulham. Any more
Okay.
from there, Brendan? I'll have a look in a minute. Sean is saying manager change ain't going to happen quickly. Got to sort out all the P45s for Potter's 20-man backroom team.
Oh no, it's fucking sad, isn't it? I ain't going on
Yeah.
about it because it's just honestly, I don't think I can't remember the last time I felt so fucking down on West Ham. Can't remember the last time I felt this. I'm not sure I ever did. Always hope for something, and at the moment, there's not much to be hopeful about. It's fucking dire,
Mm.
and these fuckers, they put you in that mindset because you don't trust them to get anything right. Dude. And it's worrying, really worrying. And you go, well,
Iron Disciples says they'll stagger stacking the coaches, etc.
I don't
Why
know.
the hell did that just give me the hiccups? Right. Casper, the friendly goalkeeper coach. What else have we got? Good evening, Gary J. Thank you for joining.
Hey, Gary.
Kudos is a Judas, GP. I've got no love for him. All he did at West Ham was sock. Yeah, well, we're all entitled to our opinions. Oh, I've still got hiccups. Sorry, guys. But my opinion is that his first season for us is incredible, and then nothing. And then there's a bit of a pattern there when you look at players like 𝗵𝗔𝗏𝗏 and other decent players like Felipe Anderson. He had a really decent start and then dropped right off. So, yeah, it's a bit of a pattern there for players that want bigger movements. So Iron's asking, what's our opinions on the Bilic rumours? I've heard down near every West Ham United manager or coach last week. Right. So Iron, I've got it on good authority, and that is from a couple of the other channels that have got information from people that Bilic is off the table completely. So I don't know what to make of it, if I'm honest with you. I don't know. All I can say is that I hope it's resolved quickly and suitably. You know, it needs to
Yeah,
be the right appointment. It really does.
Bilic could be the biggest mistake we've ever had. And I'll tell you that. It's never going to be right. I reckon if his name had been thrown up, right, and all the West Ham fans went, yeah, we love it, we love Bilic, so yeah, that'd be a great move. I think they might go through with it, but that hasn't been the response. It's what are you doing? I think it'd be a really bad move. As much as I love him, I love the geezer, but a really bad move. But they could also do other bad moves.
Man United and Spurs are both looking to sign Kane ASAP.
What?
I wonder if he'll go back to Tottenham or if he would join Man United. Uh,
I could see him going back to Tottenham
I
if
can.
that's what he wanted. I could see him doing it.
Yeah, I can.
He could,
He went there.
but
He won a title. He missed out on a title at Tottenham. He's coming back. Don't you worry.
he could. I don't really fucking care, to be honest. But
Gary
you know,
J says, "Call me petty, but I don't have any love for Payet either." No,
oh, I
me
do.
neither, mate.
No, I do. Gary, I do.
Listen.
I love it.
As I said, Payet's first season.
I don't care how it ended. That was the most exciting player I've ever seen in a West Ham shirt. It was just amazing, even if it was for a year. I love Tevez, mate. We had about 4 months out of Tevez. It was about all, but my God, he saved their asses. I love him for that. I love Tevez.
I had Tevez.
What a season. But, no, obviously, I wouldn't have. It's not about having them back. It's just how much I enjoyed that season of Payet, the last season at the Bowling. He was fucking amazing. He was amazing, and I love him for that. Doesn't matter how it ended. Doesn't matter what went wrong. I don't care. Even with Tevez, with the dodgy signing that he was, and then we had costing millions.
Like with the way that Tevez left, I would have had him back because it was out of his control.
Yeah, but you know that was out of everyone's control. Plus, it cost us a fucking fortune to Sheffield United, didn't it? But I don't care how Payet left. That season, it's the best. His free kicks, his footwork, his goals. Between him and Lanzini, man, we were smashing things. We were fantastic. It was exciting to watch. What I'd give for that now, to watch a bit of exciting football. I haven't seen it now for the last 3 years, Geezer, at West Ham. Any exciting football, you know? And if it took a player in for 1 year and then he fucked off acrimoniously, I'll take it. I would take it. He was just fabulous. I don't care. I don't care how it ended. He was brilliant.
Richard, why can't we find unknowns like him and Lanzini again?
Yeah. Well, there you go, Rich. All about recruitment, isn't it? And we were not very good at it.
Yeah.
We've been really, really bad at it. I'll say I should have brought my list up that I wrote down. All the money that we've lost from players is quite frightening. It made the 100 million from Rice seem pointless because all we did was cover the losses. We're just not very good at recruitment, and that goes back to the board and the setup they've got of finding these players, and we don't find them. We find a Bowen now and again. We find a Socek now and again, and a Soufal. But when you add up all the other players against that, we probably get 2 out of 10 right, and you can't carry on like that. You can't. You've got to get the majority of players right, and we don't. And I don't see anything changing in the near future until they're gone, and we have a proper fucking team of people who know football and a proper director of football to get it right.
Do you know what? What have I done?
What have you done?
Right, I'm going to delete that because that's actually spelled wrong. Delete your right bag. Anyway, let me try again. There it is. Yes. Right.
Ooh.
Right, that's more like it. Right, okay, so Sean,
What?
as in fresh builder, have a look at this guy here. Next time you come on, let me know what you think of it. In fact, anybody in the chat, Luciano Valento, have a look at this guy and tell me if you wouldn't sign him for West Ham in January. I know he's actually just signed for a new club, so we would probably have to wait until the summer to sign him. But this guy, I've mentioned him a couple of times before, right? I'm telling you now, we missed a trick not signing him and replacing Declan Rice with him. I'm telling you now, this guy is an absolute beast in midfield. He's brilliant. What else have we got? Right. People saying hello to everybody. Right. Okay. Right. Listen, it is now almost 12 o'clock for me. So I'm going to start winding this down. It's always a pleasure chatting with you, Kieran. Anything you want to get out in the open before we go? Anything you want to say before we go?
Mate, we've got a worrying couple of weeks in front of us, I think.
I think we have.
Everton, I think not till Monday, isn't it? The Everton game.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to wait for that, but
so
at least it's
briefly before we do leave, I want to say that I thought that the game against Crystal Palace was it was kind of, if that had been the only loss we'd had this season, it would have kind of been a forgivable loss. But as it stands, with all the other poor results we've had this season, it's unforgivable. But that's all I wanted to say on that. I did want to say well done to everybody that attended the demonstration, the march, and thank you everybody for keeping it peaceful. It was brilliant, and let's hope that that's had some small impact, along with all the other things that have been planned by Hammers United, etc. I think the next one's a boycott of the Brentford game, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, I believe it is. But anyway, listen, boys and girls,
But,
we're not
we'll
asking
say
you
that
to boycott. We're
one
not
thing.
asking you to take part in any of the demonstrations or anything. But if you do support it and you do go, or if you have any other way of supporting it, then well done, thank you, and good luck to you. And if you don't, it's not an issue, not a big thing, and you ain't got to hide away from the fact that you don't support it. It's fine. It's not a problem. We're all here as a family. Anyway, carry on.
You do you. And I remember when we had when Nick Killerton was on here, a few weeks ago, I said to him then, look, this to boycott a game, to go to a protest, and I've been to a few protests with West Ham during the bond scheme and in pitch invasion. It's a personal choice, right? It's a personal choice, and it's down to you. And I think that's how it should be, and that's how it should play out. If you want to be a part of something, be it. If you don't. It's a personal thing. If you feel strongly enough about it, you'll do whatever you think's right. And I think that's played out this week with, Nick from West Ham Fan TV. He criticised Gonzo and then ended up apologising because I think he saw that. Maybe he just got carried away, with the moment and his passion for it. And it isn't. People do support them out. I think everyone's in agreement with that. Yeah. I think 99% would say they want them out. How you go about it is up to you. How you support it. If you can support it by not any of the above, of not going to the club shop or not attending a game or going to a protest or signing a petition, that's up to you personally. And it's always the way it should be. Always the way it should be. And I think Hammers United and everyone else think the same. So, but it was nice to see Nick come back with an apology, and it's all done. They've drawn the line under it, end of.
Yeah,
because it is a personal thing.
Gonzo's responded to the
really nicely. Yeah, it ended nicely,
and it has done. And All I can say is I hold my hands up and say that I, I completely and utterly understood Nick's uninformed first impression and Gonzo's response to that. I understand both hands in that. And, Nick, as you say, it was a big enough, man enough to stand up and say he was wrong, And Gonzo's also said, he may have been wrong in his approach. He could have just phoned up Nick and so on and so forth. But anyway, it's all good.
But just
all good.
one thing about the Palace game, Geezer. Palace weren't that good, Geezer. But I did predict we'd lose 2-1. There's the positive.
You absolutely did. And just on another positive note, I haven't spoken to anybody from West Ham Fan TV as yet. I'm trying to reach out to them. But I have reached out to Gonzo, and he's agreed to come in and chat with us one evening, 1 week, when we want him in. So that'd be nice to get him in the studio. And as I said, we'll try and get someone in from West Ham Fan TV as well. Really mainly to show that all of us West Ham channels are all in this together. We're all in it together as one. Right. So there it is. So the board, if you're listening, if you've got anybody else listening, get
fuck off.
That stuff.
Please, just step. All I want, I just want them to step down and put people in place who can do the fucking job. What you can't. You have proven to be completely incompetent, and it's showing now. And we're near the bottom of the table. It's not looking good. We've got a manager you don't even want. Sullivan didn't even want him in the fucking first place, and now he's reaping the rewards of that. Please, just fuck off and put people in who can do it. My worry is you can't even trust them to bring in the people that can do it. Fuck it.
Oh, don't. So dudes our band, look. Brilliant. Right. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining us as usual. All of our regular chatters, you're always welcome. Lovely to see you all as usual. Any of those of you that are watching this on a rerun, any comments you've got on anything that we've said, good, bad, or indifferent, please drop them in the comments on the YouTube. We do look at them. We will respond to them. One or both of us will respond. And if you've got any suggestions about anything you'd like us to cover on any future shows, drop that in the comments as well, and we'll take it under consideration. If you want us to talk about, for example, the Trevor Brooking era when he was the manager, or if you want us to talk about a little bit about the John Lyle era or stuff like that. This is old school Hammers, by the way. So we are allowed to do that. We do talk the modern stuff as we do most weeks, but we're happy to go on and talk about it.
Only because we can't remember what went on back then. I was there. I can't fucking remember it.
Well, all you got to remember is up to
not much of it anyway.
Just remember up to the third point, we'll be fine. So anyway, listen, guys, please
have a good week, chaps.
We love to read them. Thank you, everybody, for commenting while we are live. And as I can't stress enough, we love to see all these comments, but we can't get them all on screen. We can't respond to them all because they go through quite quickly. And we're chatting, we're trying to keep this going. So, but please leave comments in the YouTube comment section, and we will respond to them. And, if you've got a question for us, like Randy and Damien often do have, and others, please put them in the comment section, and we'll get round to them. We'll give you our answers to them. It's if we've missed your comment tonight and you really wanted an answer on it, get in there.
Put it there. Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be
All right,
good.
well, listen.
So you have a good week. You have a good week, sir.
And you, sir.
Yeah.
Stay away from
Is
them
it getting
fucking
cold there yet,
magpies.
geezer? Is it getting cold there yet?
Mate. Yeah. Why do you
Good.
think I'm wearing a hoodie?
Good.
I got one of them massive, great big, like cowling hoodies.
No, I haven't even taken. I feel rude now. I didn't take my sunnies off, did I? I didn't take my sunnies off. I normally do.
I know, yeah. Well, mate, it'll only be about 2-3 weeks before you're taking your t-shirt off.
Yeah, I could be here half naked, geezer. Happy days.
God, fuck me, dread the thought.
You should.
Brilliant. Anyway, listen, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming in. I trust you're all very well. If anybody's got
chin up, boys.
stick it in the comments. Please drop us a like. It's really helpful. Thank you very much for your continued patronage with the show. We really appreciate it. And we will see you next week, hopefully. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you on. See you later.
Oh, I missed